Hello viewers, I'm Muhammad Abra here with another IELTS video, and this video is about grammatical mistakes in IELTS essays. I have collected these mistakes from the essays, and I've also spoken to some of the IELTS examiner about these mistakes. So I'm going to analyze here these mistakes and tell you how you can avoid while writing IELTS essays. How you can avoid these mistakes while writing essays. So the first type of mistakes is subject-verb agreement. Let's have a look at the first example. Let me help you understand first what subject-verb agreement is. So if a subject is singular, you have to use a singular verb. If subject is plural, you must use a plural verb. Let's have a look at the first example. Incorrect sentence here. One of the symptoms are serious. As you see, one is singular here and are plural. So it's not consistent with the rule about subject-verb agreement. Okay? So one of the symptoms is serious. So we are talking, there are many symptoms, but here we are talking about just one system. So one with is. Let's have a look at the second example. Some of the success of this club is because of individual players. So some, again, some of the success, plural subject here, and is singular. So that's wrong. Some of the success of this club are. So some, plural, some of the success, plural, and are plural. Another example, Dhruv Rathi's popularity. We are talking about one thing, that is popularity. And here we have verb have, which is wrong. It should be popularity has. So Dhruv Rathi's popularity with his viewers has made him one of the most important YouTubers. Another type of mistake is fragment. Now, fragment, when you write a sentence, either subject or a verb is missing. Like, you cannot make a sentence in English without a subject or without a verb. You must have at least one subject, one verb. That's called fragment. So take a look at the first example. We're never too busy to help others. You see, after we, no helping verb. So you have to use helping verb are. We are. We subject and we subject, which is plural, and here are is also plural. Now, second example here is a good way to learn from life experience. See, subject is missing here. So volunteering is a good way to learn from life experiences. At the end of final match in football, receive medals. So if you look at the third sentence, subject is missing. So you have to use players. Run-on sentences. Run-on means it just continues without using punctuation marks. So you can write sentences without punctuation marks. So you are actually making mistakes of run-on sentences. Now, let's see the first example. Men like to go shopping occasionally. Women like to go shopping frequently. Now, there are two sentences without a period. So occasionally, the first sentence ends here. So you must put a period here. Women like to go shopping frequently. Another way to fix it, as you can see in the second type of correct sentence here, fanboys is used here. One of the fanboys is used here, that is but. And before but, we have to use a comma. Yeah. The second mistake here, plastic surgery is a big industry in the healthcare. People spend lots of money to look better. Again, there are two sentences without a period, without a full stop. So because the first sentence ends after the healthcare. So you have to use a full stop or period. In American English, it's called period. In British English, we say it full stop. Both of them are the same thing. Now, saving money is a difficult task. You need to plan well. Again, the first sentence ends after task, so you must use a full stop here. Comma splices. Let me help you understand what comma splices are. We make mistakes of comma splices when we use commas in wrong places. So it simply means using comma in wrong places in sentences. Now, take a look at the first example. The lecturer went to the class, then he delivered the lecture. So after class, there's a comma, which is wrong use of it. Now, the lecturer went to the class, period, then he delivered the lecture. So there are many ways to fix this problem. Like we can use a period, as you have just seen in the correct example here. So we can use a period after the first sentence and the problem is fixed. Remember, then does not take a comma before or after. Add a semicolon. The lecturer went to the class, semicolon, then he delivered the lecture. You can also use a coordinator. The lecturer went to the class, fanboy here, one of the fanboys, that is and here, then he delivered the lecture. Use of a subordinator here. The lecturer delivered the lecture, the lecturer delivered the lecture after going to the class. After is a subordinator here. So by using period, semicolon, coordinator, subordinator, we can fix problem of comma splices. Inconsistent pronouns. Yeah. So when you are not consistent with your pronouns, like for example, you are writing a paragraph on Ahmed and you use you or they, you should use he because he means Ahmed. Let's have a look at the first example here. Most of the modern cars are known for its fuel efficiency. You see, modern cars. So subject is in plural. So helping verb, pronoun, which is its here, should be in plural. So to fix this problem, we have to use there. Cars, there. Let's look at the second example here. They said they would join the party, but he did not show up. So someone was supposed to join the party, but he did not. So here they and then he. So they are not consistent. In the first part, the pronoun they is used. In the second part, pronoun he is used, which is confusing for the reader to understand who is being referred to here. Okay. So they said he would join the party, but he did not show up. Now, see, in the first part, he, the pronoun he. In the second part, the pronoun he is used. So both of them are consistent. They are in sync with each other. Let's have a look at the last example of an inconsistent pronoun here. The flower pot remained in their place in the storm last week. Now see, flower pot means one flower pot. And here there is used. So it's a mistake. Yeah. So the flower pot, we have to use pronoun its, because flower pot means one thing. It is also referred to when we are talking about a singular subject. Yeah. Now, another type of mistake here is about tenses. So when you have to use one tense and you use another tense instead. So let's look at the first example of wrong sentence. So let's take a look at the first example here. Exercise kept you fit and healthy. Yeah. It's in the simple past. In fact, it should be in the simple present. Exercise keeps you fit and healthy. So when we are talking about something that everybody would agree, at least many would agree with what you are saying. Like, we all know that exercise help us keep fit and healthy. So it's better to use here simple present. Exercise keeps you fit and healthy. Another type of sentence here is they have arrived here yesterday. Now, yesterday is a time word which is used for the past situation or past event. And here, the first sentence, the sentence is in the simple present perfect tense. Okay. Uh, in fact, you have to use simple past, as you see in the correct sentence here. They arrived, which is in the simple past, yesterday. So when we use a time word for the past, we have to use the simple past. Okay, they arrived here yesterday. Most of the players got depressed because they thought they will lose the match. Now, got depressed is in the simple past, and here will, simple future. So now let's look at the correct sentence. Players got depressed, simple past. So will, we have to use the past of will, which is would. So got depressed, would lose the match. Word forms. Now, word forms are a type of mistakes when we use different forms of word, like when we have to use ing, ed, or just infinitive. Yeah, let's have a look at the first example to understand it better. Now, vaccine protects our body from infectious diseases. Now, infection is noun here. Disease is also noun. It's not a compound noun, so it's wrong here. Yeah, it should be infectious diseases. Vaccine protects our body from infectious diseases, and it's a very common grammatical pattern in English language, like adjective plus noun. Infectious here is an adjective, and disease here noun. So we have to use this pattern here: infectious, disease, adjective plus noun. Second example, vaccines have improvement public health. Yeah, improvement is noun here. So after helping verb, we use past participle. Like, look at the correct sentence here. Vaccines have improved public health. Like have, we using like a helping verb. It's a helping verb. So we have to use past participle with the helping verb. Vaccines have. So vaccines, plural subject, have, helping verb for plural subject, and improve, past participle of the verb improve. If we do not treatment the tumor, it will spread to other parts in our body. Now, after for negative or question marks, we use the first form of the verb. So here noun is used. So the correct thing would be to say, if we do not treat the tumor, it will spread to other parts in our body. So instead of treatment, we have to use treat here. Comparative and superlative forms. Let's look at the second example. First example. The relations between two countries became more stronger. So if you look at the last two words, a stronger is already a comparative adjective. So there is no need to use more here. So it should be became stronger. Look at the second example. The children can feel more better. Again, better is a comparative adjective. Again, more is not required here. It should be dropped, should be deleted. So the children can feel better. He is the most healthiest person. Now, as you see, the last three words, most healthiest person. Healthiest is already a superlative form. So with the superlative form, we do not use most, which is used for the superlative form when an adjective is of one syllable. Okay? Sorry, more than one syllable. Like Sakina is beautiful, Maryam is more beautiful, and Khadija is the most beautiful. Okay? So he is the healthiest person is the correct way to say here. I've also attached here rules for using comparative and superlative adjectives. Like as you can see, with one syllable in that is fast, which is adjective with one syllable, we have to use er in comparative, and we have to use est in superlative, like fast, faster, the fastest. With two syllables or more than two syllables, yeah, like beautiful. You see, we have to use more beautiful in comparative, and we have to use the most beautiful in superlative. So you can go through each rule when you find time. Stringy sentences. Now, let me explain what stringy sentences are all about. So it's like a string without end. That means you keep adding new sentences using fanboys and but, so, and others. Now, let's take a look at the first example here. Ahmed registered for a beginner class for English language, but he found it a piece of cake. So he dropped it and registered for the advanced class. So let's have a look at how many fanboys do we have here. You see, but, fanboy, so, fanboy, and again fanboy. So we have three fanboys here. So to fix this problem, let's look at the correct sentence. Though, which is a subordinator. It's not a fanboy. So though he registered in a beginner class, he found it a piece of cake. So we used a subordinator here, and we have made it a complex sentence. Now, so here refers to the previous sentences. He dropped it and registered for the advanced class. You see, here you have one subordinator and one coordinator. So sentences are made more compact, and we have used a mixture of coordinator and a subordinator. Look at the second sentence here. Many students go to university in the morning, work in the afternoon, and do homework at night. So they get extremely tired. Again, as you see here, and fanboy, again, so, fanboy. Now, look at the correct sentence. Because, now we are starting a sentence with a subordinator. Because many students go to the university in the morning, work in the afternoon, and do homework at night, they get extremely tired. So we have used one subordinator at the beginning and one fanboy and in the middle. And if you do so, you fix problems of stringy sentences. Parallelism. Now, it's a mistake where you do not use the same grammatical pattern. So within the sentences, you use different grammatical patterns, which is not consistent with the rule of English language. Let's take a look at the first example here. The learners who perform better attend classes, completing assignments, and revising there. So if you look at the three phrases here at the end, attend classes, completing assignments, and revising their lessons. You see, attend verb, infinitive here. Completing with ing. It's not infinitive here. Revising, verb with ing, which is not infinitive. So they're not consistent. They're highly inconsistent. Okay. So to fix this problem, we have to use the same form of verb, like complete infinitive, attend classes, complete assignments, revise. Now you see, attend, infinitive, verb, complete, again infinitive, revise, infinitive. Means no ing here. Complete without ing, revise without ing, which are inconsistent. Attend, complete, revise. Let's take a look at the second example. The study skills of the students in the day classes are not the same as the evening classes. Now, so we have the study skills related to day classes, but study skills related to evening classes are missing. So the study skills of the students in the day classes are not the same as the study skills of the students in the evening classes. So this sentence has got three parts. You see, the study skills of the students in the day classes, first part, are not the same, second part, as the study skills of the students in the evening classes, third part. So you have to use the study skills both with the day classes, also with the evening classes. Another sentence here. My class has students from different countries, China, India, and Japanese. So as you look at the three words at the end of this sentence, China, country, India, again a country, Japanese, it's a nationality. So again, it does not follow the same grammatical pattern. So to fix this problem, you have to say, my class has students from different countries, China, India, and Japan. And here you see all countries, China, India, and Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you find it useful. And here's the link of my YouTube channel. You can subscribe.